Hello, sunshine. This is your energy update for the full moon that's coming up in Aries on October 17th. And this is going to be a general reading for everybody from now until the end of October. Um, one of the reasons too, I really wanted to do this is because I am getting this very strong energy that I've never seen before. And I really want to talk about it because it's going to affect all of us in some major ways. And when I say that, it's a good thing. I just want you to remember that anytime we have any kind of an energy shift or an upgrade, it really is for all of our highest and greatest good. Okay. But sometimes with that, right, there's change and there's changes that we need to make, or there can be changes in the world that will happen. So I want to start out too, because what I ended up doing is I pulled cards ahead of time. Um, I'm kind of a little bit on a time constraint, so I want to make sure that I am able to get to everything. So I pulled the cards ahead of time, and it's so interesting to me of what I'm being shown. So I'm going to go through those with you. But as I do this again, I just want to cover some highlights about what's going on. We have a full moon on October 17th. Full moons are about um, letting go and releasing things. They can be about bringing things into the light that need to be healed, revealing things that have been hidden. Truth, I'm hearing the word truth very strongly. So you may be receiving some kind of a truth. You may get some kind of a truth as in an answer to a solution, or to a problem, have some type of a solution come forward. Some type of truth will be revealed. And again, this is a very intense full moon. To me, this is a little bit different than our normal full moons. So what I mean by that is because there are some major changes that are happening. And also this full moon is in Aries. And Aries is a very strong sign. It is about, strength, determination. It's, moving forward and kind of like getting the job done type of an energy. It can be, but it's really about strength and standing up for yourself in some way, or being truthful with yourself. What is it that you need to be able to be happy to move forward? And if there is something that has been holding you back, now is the time to change that. That's really what this is about. Now is the time to make those changes and to shift into, what is it that I want? What do I need to do? What do I need to release? What do I need to let go of? And you don't have to make any major changes right now. This is really about being reflective, being in a time of, looking and seeing, okay, really, like I said, evaluating, looking and seeing what is working, what isn't working, what do I want to shift. Now, I know I've been feeling this for quite a while. So I've been making some changes that I've talked about too. One of them being like health wise, I just felt very inspired to do that. And that was in alignment actually with the planets and the energy astrologically. So some of you may have been feeling that push as well, or you may already be in that where it's like, yeah, you know what, your health has become a very strong priority. And if that is the case, then that's what they're talking about. That's what your guides and your angels want you to know. As I'm doing this reading for you, that's the intention. So it doesn't have to be where there are it's not like, I know a lot of times when we're talking about energy shifts, it can kind of trigger people, right? And they'll be like, well, what's going to happen, and it brings up a lot of fear. And that's kind of what the energy is right now. So you may be experiencing a lot of fear or feeling this like unsettled energy, because there is unsettled energy going on right now. And that's intentional, because we have to do things differently. We cannot go forward with doing the things that we have done in the past. So I know I've kind of had this message the last few energy, forecasts that I've done. This one is more intense. This is really what needs to get changed. What do you need to do and change in your life that is going to be of benefit, that's going to help you? Because if you don't, what I'm being shown is that you're going to be repeating some cycles, and you don't want to do that either. But we also don't want to get caught up in fear if, oh, I have to make these major, life changes. I have to quit my job, or I have to move, or that's not what I'm saying. It's just if you're feeling like your job isn't satisfying you, or you're struggling with what you're doing, how can you start to take steps to change that? That's what this is about. Starting to take some of those steps, not just talking about it, not just complaining about it, but actually making changes, of taking steps, action steps forward. What do you need to do? And to me, what it feels like within the next 3 months. Okay, so there's some major shifts that are going to take place for you, and that's what they're bringing in, is whatever that is. And you may have been making those changes already, like I have. If you have already been making those changes, good for you. Keep going, keep doing that. Um, but you may still be feeling that unsettled feeling as you're moving forward within the next few months, because that's what I'm being shown energetically. There's some major changes that are going to be taking place. And again, you may be feeling unsettled. So the reading is to kind of give you a little bit of a heads up about that, about why this is happening. And the other thing that I want to talk about, which is the reason for this particular reading, because I've never done this before, is talking about the divine masculine energy and the divine feminine energy. And this has been really interesting because it's never come up like this before for me, the way it is and how strong it is. So when I say that, what it means is, and it doesn't necessarily this isn't really about gender. This is about finding balance within ourselves, masculine and feminine. And so what's happening too is we're needing to find balance within ourselves. So if we have had an aspect of our personality that has been, for instance, I know for me, for a long time, I used to be kind of more passive, okay, and kind of taking a back seat. And what needed to happen is I needed to step into more of the masculine, right? Finding the balance of strength and power and within myself instead of giving away my power. And so that's something that I have had to cultivate. That's what I'm talking about, is cultivating within whatever gender you are, cultivating both aspects of that, of the divine masculine and the divine feminine within every person. So if you are, if you have a personality that is more more like headstrong, let's just say, where it's like it has to be my way and it has to be done this way. That can be more of the masculine energy, but it's not in balance. So that has to come more in balance. So if you're around somebody who's like that, you may be noticing um that that doesn't work for you, or that you don't like being in that energy. What is happening with that is that we're not going to be going forward. Like, we're going to, as a collective, um that energy, how it used to be, where it's like, you push, you make things happen. It's like you have to do things my way, or it has to be done a certain way. We as a collective are shifting out of that, and we're bringing more of a balance in, where again the feminine energy is coming in to bring in a softer approach, but more overall for everybody's well-being. So if you are, this is another thing that I'm seeing too, is that energy can connect like with bosses, that could connect with spouses. And again, this doesn't have to be male or female. It's not a gender thing. There can be, if you are, I want to be very careful about how I'm saying this. Let's just say like a feminine that is a female who it has qualities or aspects that are more masculine, okay? And that female tends to push or want things to be her way. I want to get it my way. I want to make this happen. That energy is going to be repelling the things that that person is actually wanting to create. It isn't going to work anymore like it used to. That's what I'm talking about. So we're having to come in balance more with whatever area we need to work on within ourselves. And that's going to be reflected in our outside world. Okay. So like in the government, okay, or in work situations, or just in all areas, you're going to start to see this. And it already has been shifting, and it's going to continue to really shift though now. And the reason that it's important for us individually, and again, we can only do what we can do. We can only change ourselves, which is where our power lies. What is it within you that needs to shift or change? How do you need to um, balance that energy within yourself? Are you giving away your power? Are you people pleasing? Are you not standing up for yourself? Or are you going the opposite? Are you trying to force your will on people? Are you trying to make things happen? Are you trying to um, control a situation? That isn't going to work. Like I said, it may have worked in the past, but it isn't going to work going forward. That energy is going to be repelling people and situations. So we have to work within ourselves and find, again, this balance. The other thing that I'm noticing about this is divine counterparts. This is so interesting. Divine counterparts are meeting up, are going to be meeting up. So and when I say that, I'm talking about people who are relationships, people who are meant to be together. And if you're in a relationship, again, it could be with a job situation. This is going to show up. It could be with a significant other. If there are if the energy is out of balance, those relationships are not going to work. And we're going to see a lot more of that, of separation. And what's going to happen is we are going to be, and we are being drawn to our divine counterparts. Okay. Now, I'm not going to get into a whole lot of this, but it's like, you can call it like a soulmate. We have many soulmates. We have we all have divine, like a divine counterpart, right? But it doesn't always mean that we're going to be with those people in this lifetime. But what is happening and what you can do is to align yourself with the energy and find that balance within you, which will help to attract or to bring those people into your life. So this is a really good time too, if you are looking for a relationship, to be doing that inner work that you need to do, and that will bring in that person. But I'm seeing a lot of that energy happening right now too, where your people are going to be connecting with people that they're in more harmony with, more balance with, where in the past, it's like soulmate energy would work. And soulmate energy is a good thing still. There's a lot of lessons that we learn with soulmates, but we can have many soulmates, and every soulmate will teach us something about ourselves. But again, if it's not working and there's too much disparity, I guess I would say, in the relationship, you're going to find they're going to separate. It's just not going to work. So you're kind of, you might be feeling that and just noticing that, there's going to be more communication that's going to need to take place. And we do have a Mercury retrograde, so that is going to cause issues with communication for a little while. Be careful of how you are having conversations. Aries can be very expressive, but it could come across as aggressive at times. So that's why if you're with the aspect of trying to communicate in an aggressive way, excuse me, if you when you're trying to communicate, basically take a few deep breaths if there is a situation that is triggering you, because you're going to find this again, like in relationships, like I said, not just romantic relationships, friendships, family. This is going to be happening across the board, and you're going to be like, what is going on? It's because we're not going to be able to go forward in that energy. We just can't. So let me go through and just tell you the cards that I got, because this spread was very interesting to me. I pulled 5 main cards, moving from past into the future, and then 2 overall cards. The reason I find it interesting is because this is the exact energy that I'm talking about. And we have 2 major arcana cards in this spread that I pulled, the Emperor and the Empress, which is divine masculine and divine feminine, which was like, oh my gosh, I couldn't believe it when I pulled those cards. So I shuffled the deck, but literally this is like meeting or being with, your um, counterpart, but it is about balance within ourselves, finding that balance internally, which is going to be bringing forward your ultimate happiness, because that is where you're able to, attract what it is that you want in your life in all areas. So the first card that I pulled is the Nine of Wands, and this is about past, and it was reversed. This is about protecting your energy. This could be about, people like needing to basically boundaries, setting healthy boundaries for yourself. There's a situation that you're trying to move out of where you had to set a boundary, where you had to speak up for yourself, where it was like, you, whether this was with family, with friends, with a relationship, with a boss, significant other, with your children. This is about setting healthy boundaries for yourself. And when we're setting healthy boundaries, it doesn't mean that we're being selfish. It means that we need to take care of ourselves and say, this is what is going to work for me. And again, we're always wanting to take everybody's view, into consideration. And there is a balance between setting healthy boundaries, right? And, being, well, it's all about me. It's all about me. That's not what I'm talking about. That's not a healthy boundary. Healthy boundary is when you are, you can feel it within yourself when somebody has crossed a boundary, and you'll feel like this just doesn't, you'll know. I'm going to leave it at that. You're just going to know. So if you have to set a healthy boundary, you may have been doing this in the past, leaving a job, right? It could be connected with a relationship. You have to do what is going to be best for you. Otherwise, you're going to bring that energy forward with you. So if you are taking care of your physical body, keep doing that. That is about setting a healthy boundary. How do you keep taking care of yourself, right? How do you show up for yourself in that way? What is the most important thing to you right now that needs to be taken care of or that needs to get done? That's where your focus needs to be. And if it is connected with like making more money, where it's connected with a job, if you're not able to be in the job you want to be in right now, then what steps can you take moving forward from here? Just take small steps. It doesn't have to be anything, like major where you're going to quit your job when you don't have another job yet. This is just about saying, this card is saying there's something that isn't working in your life that you need to release and let go of and walk away from. It's like you can't stay in that energy. So you're not meant to. You're not meant to stay in it. So the next card is the Fool card, and this is about it's a new beginning card. Okay, so it's the dreamer card. It's the having, a vision of something that I want to do or want to create. So this is like saying to you, yes, what you want to do is a good thing. You want to go forward. You want to move out of that negative energy, that toxic energy, right? That basically this card would be like toxic energy. And you want to move out of that. And that's what you're doing. That's what the Fool card is all about. This is about starting over, a new beginning, which is where we're at right now. We are starting over, creating a new beginning, which actually this energy time frame is moving forward, like for the next 10 years. We're actually ending a major like 7 to 10 year cycle, and it's longer for other people. I know in my chart it's like longer for me, like 15 years. So we are collectively starting a new cycle, starting over, having to create a new way of being and doing things moving forward. So that's why this is so strong and intense right now. And it's important for you to be keeping your balance, and again, keeping your vision and your focus on what matters to me, what is important, what do I want to create, how do I want to live, for the next 10 years? Do I want to stay in a situation where I'm miserable and I'm upset all the time, or do I want to start to make some changes to move in a new direction? That's really the question that we're being asked. Now, again, a lot of us have been making these changes. A lot of us have already released situations, and it karmically, there's a lot of karma going on with that, whether you believe in that or not, but there's a lot of endings that are happening, and there's a lot of new beginnings that are starting. So that's where we're at. Then the center card is the Knight of Pentacles, which is reversed. Knights are very fast moving. These are about, again, having to do with financial houses. So there may have been a situation where it's like you feel like you're not making progress or you're not moving forward because it was reversed. But this is, again, knights are movement, moving forward. And then the pentacle, represents, um, like earth, things that are connected with grounding, how you feel safe in the world. It could be, like I said, connected with some situation where you may not be feeling safe right now, where you're feeling a little bit unsettled, like I was saying. So it's interesting that this card shows up the way that it did. And that's like in your center line right now too. So it's like I'm not sure about my financial future. That's the energy of that card. I'm not sure where I'm going or what I'm going to be doing. So it's like you don't really know, or you don't have all of the details yet. And you're not supposed to. That's the thing. That's one of the reasons too with the full moon. It's about you setting the intention and thinking about, well, what is it that I really, really want? It's giving you the opportunity to sit with that and to notice and to see that this isn't working, or I need to make some changes here. That's what is going on energetically. Then the next card is the Emperor card, which is literally the divine masculine card in the tarot. So this is like a family card. This is about, it can be connected with stability, right? It can be connected with like, wanting to do something more fulfilling, right? Within your career, within your life. It doesn't have to be career. It can be just in my life moving forward. And this can be connected with a promotion, some type of promotion at work. It can be where, you're moving again out of, this almost what I'm hearing, like controlling energy, and moving into standing in your power. Now, overall, we have the Empress card, which is the divine feminine. Okay, so this is literally the divine masculine and the divine feminine card we have. So there's balance that's happening. So balance within your family, balance within your relationships, balance within yourself. This is about balancing that energy that you need to within you. What is going to bring me true peace and happiness? What do I need to do? What do I need to change in my life that is going to bring in more balance? Literally, that's the message. Moving forward, we then have in your future position, the Six of Cups. This is about, it could be connected with children, but a lot of times this is about reminiscing. This is about things from our past, people from our past. There could be somebody from your past coming forward. This is connected with thinking about like the good times, and also bringing in more of that childlike energy into your life. Again, what do you want to change? What area, what direction do you want to go in? And how can you move forward in that direction to manifest your dreams, to manifest the things that you really do want to create, whether it's financial security, whether it's taking care of yourself, physically, because pentacles have to do with physical as well. It's about this feeling of safety and being secure and knowing that everything is going to be okay. And that's what the cards are saying. It's like everything's going to be okay, but you've been through a lot up to this point. So the overall two cards, we have the Three of Swords, and then we have the Empress, which I already talked about the Empress, but the Three of Swords is reversed. And the Three of Swords is like betrayal. It's about hurt. It's about, this is like the overall. So something in your life is where you feel like you were hurt either by a situation or by a person. And that's where the balance is coming back in. So this can be like releasing a relationship. Like I said, this can be connected with somebody, talking about you or hurting you or saying things about you, but some type of loss in your life. It could be the loss of a loved one where you are trying to heal from that and find balance in your life again and trying to like figure out, okay, what are my next steps? What do I need to do here? So the cards are just showing you like you have this, the Empress card represents new ideas, new creation. It's about finding your not really passion, but I'm hearing passion and purpose. So thank you, your guides are bringing forward whether or not you are in your purpose path, career, or you feel like you want to make a change or you're about to. So there's something about moving in this new energy that we're moving into where you're going to be making some shifts or some changes that are going to be bringing in more creative ideas. You're birthing new projects, whether it's like writing a book, cooking new foods, spending time with the people that you love, having children, wanting to settle. I'm hearing something with settling down as well, like settling down, thinking about, the future more like what do you want to create together, either for yourself or with a person. Do you want to manifest a person into your life? Do you want to manifest a relationship? This is a really good energy right now to do that. So keep your thoughts on the type of relationship that you do want to create, because that's what I'm being shown. Literally, the divine feminine and the divine masculine energy are coming together. So we're going to see within the next year, we're going to see a lot of relationships coming forward that are meant to be. And if you're in a relationship right now and, your things are not like, things are okay, then, don't freak out, I guess basically is my point. But if you feel like you're going to know if it's time for you to okay, thank you. I'm hearing there are some of you that are going to continue to work on your relationship even though it might not be working. And that's fine. Keep doing that 100%. You want to make sure that you've done everything you can, whether this has to do with friendship, whether this has to do with a relationship, a job. You want to make sure that you do everything you can do to cultivate that. And you want to feel like you have given the time and the energy. But here's the caveat. If you're going around and around in circles and you keep coming up with the same lesson over and over and over again, that's when it's like, okay, when are you going to get off the hamster wheel is what I'm hearing. And that's not an easy thing to do. But this is a crossroads. So you're going to have to, within the next 3 months, this is not just for the next 2 weeks, this is like in the next 3 to 4 months, moving into the new year, because this energy reading is literally for moving into the new year, because we're starting almost that energy now. That's why I said this is such a powerful energy. I've never experienced this before. And what I'm being shown energetically of the changes and the things that we're doing right now are going to shape our future. What we are doing right now is we're creating what our next 10 years are going to look like. So you need to have your foundation solid and at least be making changes, making steps. And if there is something that you need to clear up, if there is something that needs to be said, say it. If there is something that needs to be done, do it. Now's the time. Aries, we're in that energy. But you also want to be very cautious and aware of how you're saying things, how you're communicating. But it is about you standing up for yourself. It's about you saying, okay, I can't do this anymore, or I need to do this. I have to do this. This is my purpose. This is my passion. It's like, I can't hold myself back from doing this anymore. That's what I want. That's what you want to do. You want to go for that. What do you want to go for? What is it that's going to give you that feeling of happiness and joy, and that childlike wonder and that feeling of being inspired and excitement. That's the energy that we're moving into. So with that, I am going to wrap up, but real quick, thank you for hanging in there with me. I know that there was a lot with this forecast. And if you could please comment and let me know how this is impacting and affecting you. I will do another one in a few weeks, maybe sooner, because again, this energy is pretty intense. And I'm probably going to do a Facebook Live at some point as well, kind of just talking more about this. So, watch for my info on that. But I do want to mention that we have some of our soul family members have they created their own businesses and are doing their own things. And I did want to highlight them because they're amazing. So first of all, I did want to talk about Heather Mattoon. She's amazing. She does astrology and she's so good. So if you are looking for an astrologist, reach out to her. Her website is www.heather M it's HEATHER Mattoon MATTOON.net. So you can reach out to her, heathermattoon.net, and check out her website. She's amazing. Seriously, she's so good. So I hope that, if you are looking for an astrology reading, she will be able to help you with that. And I also wanted to talk about Dawn O'Connell. She has a new, well, it's been a couple years now. She has a store out in Yale. And it's I know I haven't actually gone there, but I want to go there. And it's in Yale, Michigan, I meant to say. So you can also look her up too, but she does Reiki. She does sound therapy, red light therapy. She is an intuitive tarot reader. She is an evidential medium, which is like, where she'll bring evidence forward of being a medium. And she's amazing. So she also has a store that she has, lotions and organic products and stuff like that. So I did want to mention her, and you can find her at www.dawn, DAWN, of holistic, HOLISTIC wellness, WELLNESS.com. So it's Dawn of Holistic Wellness.com. So you can check her out or go to her store and get a reading from her or go to her store. So I just wanted to let you know that those two are amazing and they are available, and check out what they have to offer. And you can always, find me as well for a reading. So hopefully this was helpful for you. I do want to talk more about it at some point in the future. Just like this energy that's going on is like, to me, it feels like such a beautiful, even though it feels very intense, it's very beautiful. It's kind of like we're birthing like a new beginning here. We're starting something new and we're releasing a lot of things that no longer serve us, and that ways of being, right? Of ways of thinking, our belief systems, it's all of that. So there's a lot that we are having to shift and we're having to look at right now. So with that, I hope you have a wonderful day, and I'm sending you so much love. And if you want to comment, I would love to hear what you have to say. Reach out to me, how this message has been helpful for you. Sending a lot of love your way.